What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be briefly talking about the new drop that is coming to college football Ultimate Team tomorrow. It is the Rivals drop in the game. Now, how do I know this? Well, EA did release their content schedule earlier this week. I'll pull it up on screen quickly. And here you guys can see Rivals on Friday, replacing what was the Heisman hopefuls drop. Now, again, I don't know exactly what that looks like. I don't know exactly what that means for the future of Heisman hopefuls cards. What I will say is this. Today is a day that I'm not super passionate about selling these Heisman hopefuls cards. Normally, each and every Thursday, I'd load this game up and I'd be like, yeah, if I were you guys, I would sell these Heisman hopefuls. They're gonna go down in price, and you don't want to lose any coins. Don't want to have to do that. But at this stage, I do not think it is a bad idea to hold on to the Heisman hopeful cards, because these cards are not going to be flying out of packs come tomorrow. I don't believe. I think tomorrow's drop should be full of the new Rivals cards, and those are the cards to look to pick up for your specific squad. Now, throughout this video, I'll probably buy some cards, snipe some cards, and go from there. But that's kind of where I'm at. And look, I'll show you guys what my team exactly looks like. And you know, if I'm not selling these Heisman hopeful cards, I'm not saying that it's the right thing to do. But for you guys, I wouldn't worry about doing it either. Let's take a look at exactly what I'm talking about. My team is full of Heisman hopefuls. Let's count them. 1, 2. Defensively, I've got a ton. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 9 Heisman hopeful cards in my collection. And again, if today was a drop in which, you know, Heisman hopefuls was coming tomorrow, I would probably get rid of the majority of those cards. But it's not coming tomorrow. Tomorrow we're seeing a new concept. It is the Rivals concept. And so I don't believe Heisman hopeful cards are going to be flying out of packs. And so genuinely, guys, I'm not necessarily a financial advisor on this game. But if you do want a Heisman hopeful type of a card, and I would kind of recommend picking them up today. Now, only if they're for the price that you're wanting to pay, all of those types of things. But I could definitely see some cards going up in price. Now, let's talk about it. This is not financial advice. I'm not saying anything for sure, but it does need to be talked about. Let's start at the quarterback position. We've got a lot of Heisman hopeful quarterbacks. Let's start with Jalen Milroe. I think Milroe has potential to go up. Why? Well, number one, he's really good. Number two, he's the fastest quarterback in the game, right up there with RG3. Those couple of things could make Milroe's price rise. However, I mean, for the price, I think RG3's price is safer, right? If you can get RG3 for, like, let's say 400,000 coins, I think he obviously is the safer option to pick up. Now, as far as the rest of the offense, Caleb Johnson, I think, is one of the best running backs in the game. I'm not ever going to sell my Caleb Johnson. If you can get him for a good price, wouldn't really hesitate with it. Now, Ricky White, I do like, but overall, at the wide receiver position, Travis Hunter could be okay. But I just feel like the wide receiver position right now is pretty stacked in game. Now, again, if you do want to go get Ricky White, I don't hate him for under 100,000 coins. I actually don't mind the price whatsoever, especially when you're looking like, I think he's the best wide receiver for under that price tag by far. I mean, you're looking at 95,000 coins for this card, who is an absolute stud in the game. Yeah, if you want, and some improvement at the wide receiver position, I don't mind Ricky White whatsoever. Now let's look defensively, because again, this is a complicated situation here, and there's no guarantee that these Heisman hopefuls cards go up. But I just don't see a bad situation with buying them if you can get them for cheap. Now, I'm not saying to overpay for cards, but for example, Dylan Stewart. In my opinion, he's one of the most complete right ends in the game. And people can argue me if they want to. But he's got 89 speed acceleration, 91 block shed, good finesse move. He is one of your most complete right ends in the game. I could see his price going way up. Yes, there's a lot of competition at the right end position. But I think his price is relatively safe. Jabbar Muhammad, 74,000. Price, pretty safe. Noah Williams, under 100,000 coins. If you want him, I'd go get him. Jack Sawyer. Like, there's a reason these cards are all on my squad. And the reason is, all of these cards at their respective positions are really good. Even Walter Nolan. Find me a better defensive tackle than Walter Nolan. Oh, wait. Good, solid speed acceleration, good block shot, good power move, good finesse move. All of these cards play for me. And so that's the thing where I'm at right now. Like, I don't feel the need to sell these cards. I don't know if these cards are going to go up in price. I don't know if these cards are going to go down in price come tomorrow. I don't. But that's where I'm like, you know what? If you find these cards for a price that you don't mind to pay, I don't think it's the worst idea to buy them. I genuinely don't. Same thing for Ricky White. If you can get him for under 100,000 coins, there's no guarantee his price is going to go down tomorrow. Jalen Milroe, if you can find him, let's say for like 200,000 coins, I don't think his price is going to go down a ton. And so that's kind of what I'm looking at today. We saw an overall bump a couple of weeks ago. We're not going to see one tomorrow. It's just not going to happen. And so that's kind of what I'm looking at. It's like the Rivals drop could be something special. We have no idea what that's going to look like. We'll see, kind of the leak of it later. But at the end of the day, the only way that these Heisman Hopefuls prices are going to go down is when better and better cards come out. That's really the truth behind the situation. So if you have any of these Heisman Hopeful cards, I think you're pretty safe keeping them. So like for me, it's a day that I don't feel the need to sell these cards, which I am super excited about. Now I will say this. Over the course of time, these Heisman Hopeful cards are still going to slowly go down in price. They will slowly go down in price. So just kind of keep that in the back of their mind. Don't think like they're invincible forever. They will slowly go down in price, but it'll be over the course of a while. So don't think that, you have to sell them each and every day or, really worry about the price. It'll take a while for their prices to go down. So if you have a Jay Higgins, if you have a Walter Nolan, if you have a Jalen Milroe, and you're worried, Ty, should I sell these cards today? I would not. And even if their prices go down, I don't think it's going to be as drastic as it normally is. And at the end of the day, you're going to lose out 10% off the top of whatever you sell them for because of the auction house tax. And then if you have any abilities on them, if you have any team chemistry that's on them, that just makes things way, way, way more complicated. So if I'm you guys, I'm standing pat with the Heisman Hopeful cards. Obviously, when you look at the content schedule, come on Sunday, you're still going to see the Heisman Moments cards. You can still start to think ahead for that Heisman Moments drops, what that looks like exactly for you and your specific squad. But that's kind of where I'm at with the the game right now. Now, one thing that I personally would recommend, and this is just something that I'm thinking about right now, this is not necessarily the greatest advice for you guys, but I see the price of Jack Velling here at 160,000 coins. Now, all I can say about Jack Velling is this. When I look at this card, I think he's an absolute beast. He's got 90 speed, great route runner, good run block, and just a great overall card. To me, if you want to, you could run maybe like a 2 tight end system, right? Like Hunter Henry, Jack Velling, or even like a Hunter Henry, Tyler Warren. Some of these tight ends are cheaper and they're better than the wide receivers as well. So like a lot of times what I'll do like with Luke Lachey is even in my 3 wide receiver set, I'll put him in. And as I'm looking at Jack Velling, maybe you can just run a 2 tight end system even at that wide receiver position. So that's just another thing that I'm starting to think about with these prices. And I just feel like with the I don't want to call them mediocre wide receivers, but I feel like we don't have that many great wide receivers in the entire game, and the great ones are super, super, super expensive right now in game. So that's kind of where I'm at. That's where my mind is at, and kind of how I am thinking about the market right now in college football ultimate team. You guys can let me know where you guys are at with the market. Are you guys in a position where you're like, it's a good time to buy, it's a good time to sell? Right now, I'm interested on the Rivals drop, but I do not think it's a great time to sell in this game. Just because, again, obviously your stories of the week players might have went down a little bit, but I feel like overall there weren't that many people opening packs just because the drop wasn't anything special. And so for me right now, like there are some cards like I don't mind for their price, like Benjamin Morrison for 193. I think he's an absolute beast, an absolute stud. But I feel like overall, it's a good time to just stand pat with your squad. There's nothing really crazy you need to do. Stand pat, just relax, and have fun playing the game right now. It's rare that I'll say that, but I think that's the best thing to do right now in college football ultimate team. So for me, am I buying, am I selling? Neither. I'm just going to hold firm, stand pat. If I can get a good Travis Hunter for cheap, I will. If I can get a good Jalen Milroe for cheap, I will. Because I think Jalen Milroe fits kind of my scheme just a little bit better than Jameis Winston, although I absolutely love Jameis Winston in this game. So that's kind of where I'm at, what I'm looking to do in this game. And again, I'm not even guaranteeing that this is going to work. I'm not guaranteeing that this is the best thing to do, but it is where I'm at in the game right now in a college football ultimate team. So you guys can let me know your thoughts on this down below in the comments. What do you guys think is going to happen to the market? Are you guys excited for the new Rivals drop? Let me know, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. Drop a like on it, guys. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.